because you either really like me or you really need me. And this is makeup for dummies, like literally. Like I'm gonna go like kindergarten level with this, y'all. Like get straight to the point, okay? I'm here to help you with the best of my knowledge and my experience in makeup. So let me just get into it, okay? These are some things that you need to do before we get to the doing the makeup part. Hydrate your lips, brush your teeth, okay? You're gonna have to either brush your teeth sometime. You're gonna be sitting there, you're either going out or doing something. It doesn't hurt to brush your teeth. So when you're done with your makeup, you don't have to brush your teeth. Wash your face, hydrate your face with some moisturizer. Pre-wet your beauty blenders before you sit down, okay, when you're like washing your hands and stuff. You can have a fan, it'll help you in the drying process throughout your makeup and just speed up things. Some hair clips to get the things out the way, you know. Sometimes putting a headband for me is helpful, but it leaves like marks in your hair, and so, you know, we don't really like that. So we put the clips, cotton swabs for you to just clean your nose after, you know, you do your makeup, because there's usually like powder in my nose after, so I usually clean that up. Your lips get a little dusty, you know, and then like for me, like I get a lot of like makeup buildup right here, so it just helps me not have to put my finger there and like spread my makeup. All right, so I'm gonna go over the products and the order that they go in, so if you ever need to buy something, this is kind of like a reference.
What the hell?
I will put the timestamp to start the makeup process so you guys can fast forward. Okay, so this with your hands, this and this brush, it's Morphe M165, really thin angled brush. Ooh. Rare Beauty blush in the shade Joy is the one I use, and this is just a little compact like brush that was in a pack I got for my birthday or Christmas one time. This is the cream contour that I use. It's Fenty Beauty in the shade Truffle, which I kind of regret getting too dark, but then this angled brush from Real Techniques. It's the medium sculpting brush. Then I have the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Almond, which this is a good shade for me, I feel like. And this is a Real Techniques brush, and the brush name is Base Shadow Brush. Then for my base, I use the Fenty Beauty skin tint in the shade 9, and then this Real Technique Seamless Complexion brush. And it looks like this. I really like it because it's angled like this and it's really compact. And then for setting powder, I use the Ultra Pink shade from One Size, and the Real Technique, I don't even know, because it's like a beauty blender and then the powder thing, whatever. For setting the rest of my face, I use the Huda Beauty setting powder in the shade Blondie, which this was in 2020, guys, and yes, it's expired, and yes, I still use it. I spent 40 bucks on this. It's getting its money's worth. Like, I'm getting my money's worth on this. It was 40 bucks. And then this brush came with the Rare Beauty, like, blush brush that I use. It was in the same pack, and it's just a little more fluffier. Like, this one just is more fluffier. For my bronzer, I use the Fenty Beauty I use the Fenty Beauty Island. Shit. For my bronzer, I use the Fenty Beauty contour bronzer. And for my bronzer, I use Fenty Beauty in the shade Island Thing. Sorry. All right. And for my bronzer, I use the Fenty Beauty bronzer in the shade Island Thing, and this old, as you can see, Wet n Wild brush. It don't even say the name. It's just like this. And for my cream blush, I use the Fenty Beauty one in the shade Strawberry Dip. And I use this e.l.f. really compacted brush that is dusty. Don't be like me. For my blush, I use the ColourPop New to You shade. It's just the powder one, and this brush I got here in South Africa at Clicks. It's a blusher brush. So. For my brow glue, I use the NYX brow glue in the shade Clear right? Yeah, clear. For my highlighter, I use the Maybelline Master Chrome in the shade 100 and this Real Techniques brush. It's the setting brush, but I really like it for highlighter. Mascara, I use the Essence Volume Stylist Lash Extension Mascara. Ooh. Now, this eyelash curler is dirty and I forgot the brand, but it's really expensive and I got it from Ulta. If you're in the States, it's so dirty. And then for my lips, I usually go with a NYX product. This is in the shade Sand Beige. And then I recently got this Fenty Beauty Gloss before I left the States, and it's in the shade Gloss Bomb. Or Fenty Glow. Sorry, that's like the product line. Yeah. For setting my face throughout the process of doing my makeup, load shedding. And for setting my face throughout the process of me doing my makeup, I use the e.l.f. Dewy Coconut Setting Mist. This smells so good, it's really good. When I'm done setting my face, I use the Until Dawn One Size setting spray. So, and it's waterproof. And I'm gonna wait till load shedding ends for this video to continue. Okay, so now that we have our generator on, let's get to the makeup, girls. All right, this is gonna be easy, okay? There is no way you can't get good at makeup after this video. You will be a god at makeup. Like if I'm a god. Anyways, you will be better is what I know, okay? So, we're gonna start off with the Power Grip e.l.f. My words aren't coming to me today. Primer. And although the instructions say to pat this in, I highly recommend you don't. The primer, we're gonna let her dry. This is when the fan comes in handy because it's just faster. Your face should start looking like this. I'm gonna take a really thin angled brush like this. Okay, we're going to get our concealer. I don't like to use a lot, and I literally just put it on the edge of the brush like this. I don't know if you guys can see that. And I'm going to lightly go over it, and you guys are gonna see. Like this, okay? Create a good line, and then you can get a little bit more. Add some, make sure you're dragging it down. You already created the line. I went really fast with that because I'm like used to it, but just do light strokes, and if you're not comfortable, just go lower, and then you can go up. But a good place to start is either right here or right here. I'm telling you guys, I like to go right here first because it's easier to match it up to this one than starting up here, at least in my opinion. This is all in my opinion, guys, so take what I say lightly. That's it for that, and that's gonna sit on our face throughout the rest of this process. I start first with my blush. I do one dot, kind of like this along my eye. Now we're gonna let that sit. It's important to let your products sit for a while because they become more pigmented and like glued to your primer, and not only that but to your skin, and the heat on your skin allows your makeup to just be better, man. Like, that's just, there's probably some more scientific-y words to that, but for dummies like me, that's the basis. Let it dry. Like, it's never too long. Go, like, do something. Like, now, it's important to grab your small, fluffy brush like this. This is what I use. And I recommend using a brush before a beauty blender because I've noticed that beauty blenders suck in a lot of your product, but a brush allows you to control the product on your face without risking it being removed, if that makes sense. I start by blending the product out in the spot that I want it to go. And then I blend it a little down, and I like to bring it over here near my eye because it blends out with my concealer so beautifully. I started off with my blush first instead of a base. I know a lot of people start with a base, but for me, I prefer to not stack so much makeup in the same spot. Okay, so after you look beat up, you're gonna go in with your cream contour. And I tap it like this because it's a stick and I don't want to put more product than I need. I feel like doing it this way, I can control how much product I want and where I want it. I bring it really close to my hair up here as well. I want a little bit more right here in this spot because I want it to bring my face up. And I go really up because the product is gonna fall down. Then I take some of my forehead. Now this part is the only part that I do not tap. I go like this. And don't ask me why. I don't know. I'm like really just putting that in my hairline, like for real. Really putting that shit in my hairline. Re-clipping. So, it's okay if it's not looking perfect, guys. The good thing about this is that we're using cream and then we're gonna do it with powder. So it's okay if it does not look perfect at the moment. I usually put a little bit lower because then the concealer gets in your eyelashes and that's just really annoying because you can kind of see it sometimes from the top, even if you put mascara. Like, it's just, yeah. This is when the e.l.f. Dewy Coconut Setting Mist comes out, okay? I want to soak my face. That is the only time that I use the setting spray, and I let it dry. You want to soak your face, guys. Soak that face up. Let it soak. Let it get soaked. There's some other spots that you can put the concealer right here, and right here. I start by tapping in the same spot I put the concealer, and then I slowly start moving the product up. I'm telling you, the more you just pat, the more you're able to control the product. And you see that I'm staying away from the bottom of this line that I have right here. And you're gonna see why in a second. Just keep tapping in the same spot where most of the product lays. And keep going over. You can slowly bring it up. like this along your eye. And I promise you, dragging it out like this is not bad. And you see it's not as pigmented over here as it is over here. I'm gonna go back, pat in the spots that's very pigmented. Keep tapping. And now I'm slowly gonna tap at these lines. And very lightly. I am not gonna blend it out as I did up here. And keep it like that. I'm telling you, you look dumb, I know. You're gonna look like a clown. While your boyfriend, your sister, your mom is looking at you, guys, it's not a pretty sight. Makeup is a process. And what do they say about processes, guys? Let me hear what you say. Yeah, trust the process. I'm telling you, it's not cute. Next, we're gonna go in with our base. I used the Skin Tint by Fenty Beauty in the shade 9. And I just kind of do stuff like that. Don't ask me why, I don't know. And then I take this Real Technique angled brush and I just tap, tap, tap. And I'm gonna tap starting at this part of my face. I'm just gonna tap all that product in real good. I go like this with the brush and I carve that out with my base instead of doing it with a bright concealer because I don't want it that harsh. I also go down here, not too much because I got a good match right now with this foundation, but. And then I slowly pat, remember, like mind you, I didn't go back in with the foundation. The excess product that's in my brush, I patted it in the spot that is kind of between, you see this little area? It's not in this, it's right here. So I kind of tap a little bit, not too much, because I don't want to erase it. I kind of already did, but it's okay because we're going with powder. No worries. I go in again with the excess product, and if I want some more coverage, I go back. That's why I really like the Skin Tint. Again, I'm gonna go like this with my brush, get my product, line that up, drag it down. Might be noticing while you're using a brush that you see streaks on your face. I promise you it's normal. Now, if too much streaks is a problem, but little things here and there is pretty normal. And sometimes your products might overlap, right? Like you see my base is kind of going over the cream contour that I put, and that's okay. This is why I don't like to start off with my base first, because I don't need to go over here with base because that's where my cream, or that's where contour goes. So it's okay that my base covers the contour a little bit, but I don't want my contour sitting on my base. If you understand what I mean. For some reason, I like the fact that the products have been sitting on my face, especially this, for so long drying. And now I'm gonna go in with a damp beauty blender and it's just gonna melt together. I feel like better than in a way if you let the setting spray sit there and dry again. You can kind of test these things out. These things need to be tested, guys. Some things might work for you that don't work for me and vice versa. So you can just really blend everything out. I start up here because this is the spot that is really gonna control the rest of my face. And then I can slowly go down and blend everything. Okay, make sure that you go back and do your under eye right before you set it. Get my powder out to set my under eye, which is the one size setting powder, the pink one. And I'm taking this, I don't even know what this is called, powder puff, and I'm going to really set that in. When you pick up the powder, you want to make sure that you coat it evenly and you kind of drag some of the product off, so it's not like a big dot here of product and then that's gonna like transfer onto your skin. Trust me, I've done it before. So it's good to kind of like try to even it out somewhere. I find that the side of the thing just works better for me. And just really go under there and tap that powder in, guys. Like, I'm not playing. I set the sides of my nose as well. Going back in, kind of rubbing some of that product off. I'm gonna go back in. I really want that pink pigment. I really want to set it good. Try to grab it really on the corner there. Okay. I'm gonna grab a little bit more to do up here. All right. Now you should be looking like this. I personally, this might be controversial, don't go in and set the rest of my face yet. I go and like start working on my brows. So at this point in time, usually my brows are very, very set with the concealer, and I just slowly blend this out, starting at the bottom. I don't worry about that harsh line yet. This is where that small beauty blender is gonna come in handy. Really get that brush in there. This is a really small angled kind of brush. Not really angled, just really small. Really taking the corners of the brush. Next brow. Okay guys, this is how the brows are looking. And so we're gonna let that sit again. I know, trust the process, okay? Trust me. And instead of setting the rest of our face, we're gonna start with our bronzer after our brows. And we're not even gonna take off our powder. We're just gonna go in and put this bronzer on. And we're going to start very high and then you can bring it a little lower. And this is how we're setting our cream contour. Okay? This is how we're looking, guys. And then we're going to take some up here. Again, I don't know why I don't tap this in. I just do this. I know. Cream blush that is crying out for help. We're gonna try to pick some up. Okay. Same spot we placed our blush earlier. And because I only can pick it up with a little bit of the brush because the old brush can't pick up that little bit of product, we're just gonna try to control it the best we can. Okay. And I'm really keeping it contained in this area of my face. Kind of see where the product is on the brush. Tap it in, tap it in, tap it in. Get a little bit more. Can always just be slowly building. The product was a little bit lower on the brush over here, but that's okay. No worries. Okay. I'm gonna bring it in a little bit with the residue product on the brush. And it would look like this. Take a brush kind of like this. You can see kind of the difference on how big that is, okay? Take one like this and tap the powder in. Don't swipe, tap it in. Tap, 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 you know? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Tap, 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 tap. Tap that product in. Tap that product in, girl. So now I'm gonna go back to my brows. I'm gonna take this really small, cute little beauty blender, and I'm gonna start by blending out on my eyelid first because it's so chunky, you know what I mean? So it'll slowly like, just kind of like touch the rest. And then you can slowly like bring it up, kind of bring it around. I really like to blend this line right here in the inside of my brow. I don't like something too harsh, but down back here, I do like a lot of definition. So I just kind of see, and I kind of do go inside my eyebrows a lot. And this is why I wait after I blend it in with the brush, because it's gonna set in again. And so when I go in and I tap it, the product's not gonna move as much as it would have beforehand when I was playing with it. So now I'm just slowly getting that definition in my brow without such of a harsh line. I used to really like the harsh lines. Sometimes I still do, but lately I just haven't. So the same brush we tapped in our setting powder under our eyes, we're gonna use for our face, and just tap that in as well. Kind of take all that extraness off. Go in. Same thing again. Just kind of go in until, one, you see that it's making a difference, and two, your skin just feels secure. I don't know how to explain it, but it just feels set. I always start everything on my forehead right here instead of starting so close to my brow, because I'm really trying to make sure that my brow does not get a whole bunch of stuff on it this whole time. Now, if you're kind of feeling like that, it's always okay to just go in with some water or some, I don't even know how to pronounce that word correctly, but micellar water, a little bit. Kind of see like what comes off. We're gonna go ahead with our blush. I really like a lot of blush, guys, so, and I just go in, kind of go over what I just did. See? And this blush is really pigmented, so I really don't need that much. And I kind of bring it a little bit under my eye with the powder, a little bit more. Put some on my nose. And on my chin. With our bronzer that we used before and a big fluffy eyeshadow brush. And we're just gonna go in, and I don't even put any setting powder to like, because it has concealer. I just go straight in with the contour. Like I'll even go in with my blush brush, get a little bit of blush, and I'll mix it. Because it's just to bring life back to my eyelids. It looks crazy when you have white eyelids and your whole face is like beat, you know? So sometimes if I feel like I need a little bit more bronzer because my blush is like really pop in, I'll just take a little bit and just put it in the same spot, guys. This little like spot right here on your cheekbone. And that kind of just ties everything together. I promise you the blush is gonna calm down a little bit once you add your highlighter. you do your hair, you put on your outfit. It looks loud on your face, understandable, but once you do all of the other steps, like your brows and your lashes, I promise you it'll look good. Going with, oh, it's broken. With the Maybelline Chrome. Sorry I haven't really been doing that, guys. It's because I said that in the beginning, so I'm kind of like, it's been flying over my head. And I even put highlighter up here. Like, I'm telling you guys, just to like wrap the look together. I definitely do my Cubisville really lightly, only on my Cubisville. I don't want to put highlighter all the way up here, guys. Okay, so right here. You see how your nostrils get dusty? Like, I know y'all see it. I hope that y'all liking this tutorial. I'm just like trying to demonstrate. I'm more of like a watch learner, so this is for y'all. So now I go in with my gel as a final step. And I really saturate that brow, y'all, because my brow hairs be sticking up like 3D from my face. They can't escape it. Gotta embrace it. Hey, that kind of rhymed. And like my eyebrows do this weird thing, so I have to like look like this. Like, do you see? Okay, after hard work, this is the result of the brow. This is for the people who have struggled with keeping their eyelashes like curled like throughout the day. Okay, but you're gonna go and you're gonna make sure that all your hairs are in there. Okay, so make sure even the corners, you want to get really close. Okay, so make sure you don't like pinch yourself, and you just want to like kind of like just open and close it really small and just kind of like do this. Don't really know how to explain this. Just kind of go like this. You want to maybe close your eye. That's what I'm doing, so that's what I do. And then you want to start taking the lash curler like this. Don't pull on it, and just keep doing that pressing motion, and just keep going up and kind of pull yourself away. And you see, it leaves that like natural curled lash, and you can just keep doing this. Now your eye might water a little bit. I know mine does tend to do that. It's kind of doing it right now. No worries, just kind of like go to the next one or just wait a little bit. I'm gonna go back again, doing the same thing, making sure all the hairs are in there as much as I can from each corner, and just kind of bring it out a little bit, start turning it. And if you want, even you can hold it lightly and you can hold it lightly and slowly like pull it out, and then you have like this beautiful lift. As soon as you do that, you want your lash to look like this, because this is how you're gonna set it to stay like this. Okay, we're not gonna start at the root because that's gonna cause a lot of weight and it's gonna like cause it to fall down. So we're gonna start from up here on the ends, and slowly it'll fall to the roots a little bit. Oh, excuse me. And the blush, so just light strokes. Open your eye like you're like scaring somebody, like, you know, lightly. Try to get those little clumps that kind of stay there. I'm not sure if you saw that, those little clumps. And grab the tips, just kind of work it like this. You see that clump? I don't really want that there. There, it kind of came off. This mascara is running out as well, so she's doing the best she can. It leaves just like this different vibe. Okay, so we're gonna go back and do that again. I'm gonna kind of move it a little bit to the sides. There you go. Make sure you position them right before they dry, okay, guys? Make sure. Clean her nose. So I really like this brown pencil in a really weird part of my eye. It's gonna be really hard for a beginner, but it's something that you should really try and get used to. It's really uncomfortable and there's no really like master way to do it. It's always just kind of weird. But essentially, you know, people do the underline right here, but doing the upper line really helps bring your eyes with the mascara. Like it just gives you this liner that's really cute. And I really use my hair as a guide of like where I'm at. See? I'm not sure if you can tell. For showing purposes on lining your lips, I'm going to use a darker shade. This is This is Cocoa from NYX. I don't want to take the pencil out all the way like this. I really just want the bare minimum because then it'll break. So it's easy to overline your lips and it's easy to mess up. And the best places to start are where both things are gonna meet, right? So right here is a good place to start, and right here. Take that out. So I could start down here, you would think, but I personally don't think that looks good on me. So I like to start where the color of my lips are, like not my skin, like, you know, down here. And I move my head too, guys. Like your head is your best friend doing your makeup. Like it can help you make your life easier. And a pinky, like really just learning how to trust that stroke that you're gonna do. And then you can go back and you can make it thicker. Depending on what kind of look you want, depends if like you can go this thick or not. Because if you're going for like a lip liner like look, then maybe like what I first did would look good. But I'm like doing like a lip liner look, but at the same time, no. Because eventually with the gloss, it just becomes my whole lip, you know? But I want the edges darker, so that's why I don't fill in my whole lip. Depending on how your lip shape is, depends on like where you would want to start, but I would definitely say the middle of your lips. I start by doing an X, like so. And then I go down like this. You have to learn your lip shape and what you think looks best on you. Makeup is really just about trial and error and just finding whatever looks best on you and makes you feel good. And now we will go in with the gloss. This is why you should brush your teeth before. Like you see, like I'm giving lip lined, but ombre. That's like the look I like. So yeah, guys, I'm not gonna set my face because I'm gonna go wash this off. This is night makeup, you know those vibes. But then I would spray this on my face probably right after I lip line, but before the gloss. All right, guys, this is the finished look, period. I know y'all see it. My nose was probably dusty this whole time, and y'all can probably see how my setup is like, how like the camera's being held right now. Look, we make it work, okay? And use that as an example to make what you got work, all right? Like, you know how long it took me to build all the products that I have, like the foundation and, well, I mean, literally like the foundation, but like everything, you got to start from zero. And not only just like on what you have, but the skills you use. It's all about trial and error, and it's all about learning what's best for you, what makes you feel like the baddest bitch alive, because makeup is literally just like expressing who you are and everything you can be, like literally, not even want to be, what you are, what you can be, like period. So makeup has no boundaries. Remember that always. Have fun, be confident, and do what you gotta do to feel good, okay? I hope that you can look back on this video whenever you're doing your stuff, or if you were doing your makeup with me. I hope that you like your results, and if you don't, it's okay. You can try again. Some product, sometimes it's not even you, sometimes it's the product, okay? So I'm telling you, like, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad, all right? Don't. I'll see you guys on the next one, period. 8.